Have you ever found yourself in the depths of despair, uttering the old age plea, "How long, O Lord, how long?" This is not just a rhetoric question, but a heartfelt cry that has echoed through the ages, encapsulating the essence of human suffering and the longing of divine intervention. It's a question born of moments when hope seems like a distant memory and the weight of the world presses down on us, leaving us gasping for a breath of relief. Consider the endless cycle of life's trials, the stack of resumes that seem to vanish into the void, the cold sterility of hospital rooms where hope and fear intertwine, the silent scream of a negative pregnancy test, the string of the first dates that lead nowhere, the relentless monotony of grey winter days, the drudgery of a job that feels like a life sentence, or the claustrophobic confines of a prison cell that shrinks with each passing hour. In these moments, the question arises from the depths of our soul: how can this be? Charles Spurgeon, a luminary in the realm of spiritual discourse, once remarked that the purest form of prayer is that which transcends mere words and becomes a visceral cry of the soul. It's in these moments of utter desolation that our prayers strip away the veneer of religiosity and become raw, unfiltered pleas for divine intervention. God, if you don't show up, I am utterly devoid of hope. Have you ever been there? Have you ever found yourself articulating these primary earnest supplications to the Almighty? David, a man whose heart was inextricably aligned with God's own, was no stranger to such moments of raw honesty. He laid bare his soul before the Lord, expressing his fears and doubts with unvarnished truth. In Psalm 30, he articulates his feelings of abandonment. How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Here, David encapsulates the essence of human despair, the feeling of being forgotten by God, the sense of divine absence that amplifies our trials. Yet, it's crucial to understand that feeling forgotten by God is not a tantamount to being forgotten. Scripture reassures us of God's unwavering presence in our lives. Isaiah chapter 49 verse 15-16 offers a profound analogy. Can a mother forget the baby at her breast and have no compassion on the child she has born? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. See, I have engraved you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are ever before me. This passage serves as a poignant reminder of God's eternal resemblance and care for us, transcending even the most instinctual human wants. Despite the initial despair that pervades the opening verse of Psalm 13, a remarkable transformation unfolds as David progresses through his lament. He transitions from a place of desperation to a stance of trust and hope, declaring, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me." This shift underscores a fundamental truth. Our circumstances might not be changed immediately, but our perspective can. David's journey from despair to hope is emblematic of the spiritual pilgrimage each of us is called to undertake. It's a journey that acknowledges the reality of our suffering while also embracing the steadfast love and salvation of God. It reminds us that even when we find ourselves mired in the depths of how long, O Lord, we are never beyond the reach of God's love and redemption. So, as you navigate the stormy seas of life, remember that your cries of how long, O Lord, are heard by a God who remembers you, who has inscribed you upon the palm of his hands. Let the words of Psalm 30 not only be a reflection of your trials, but also a testament to the transformation that awaits when you place your trust in God's unfailing love. For ever alone on this journey, and that with God's guidance, we can navigate life's complexities with confidence and hope. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21. In the early days of his reign, King Solomon, the son of King David, faced a daunting task of ruling over the kingdom of Israel. He was keenly aware of the immense responsibility that came with his position. And he understood the need for divine guidance and wisdom to govern God's chosen people justly. He knew that the decisions he made would profoundly impact the lives of his subjects. During a visit to Gibeon, Solomon offered sacrifice at a high place. It was during this visit that God appeared to him in a dream. In the dream, God said, "Ask for whatever you want me to give," opening the door for Solomon to request anything he desired. In response to God's offer, Solomon made a selfless and wise request. Instead of seeking personal gain and power, he humbly asked for an understanding heart to judge your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. Solomon's request pleased God greatly. God was delighted that Solomon had not asked for personal wealth, a long life, or the downfall of his enemies, but had sought wisdom for the benefit of his subjects. God granted Solomon's request for wisdom and also bestowed upon him unparalleled riches, honor, and the promise for a long life, conditional upon walking in God's ways. One of the most renowned demonstrations of Solomon's wisdom came when two women appeared before him, both claiming to be the mother of a baby. Solomon's proposal to divide the child in two threatened to reveal the real mother's identity. And it was her immediate willingness to give up her claim to save the baby that exposed her as the true mother. This wise judgment solidified Solomon's reputation as a ruler, blessed with divine wisdom. King Solomon's prayer for wisdom serves as an enduring example of the values of seeking God's guidance and wisdom, especially in positions of leadership. His humility, selflessness, and desire to serve God's people rather than himself continue to inspire generations. This story also underscores God's willingness to bless those who seek his wisdom and walk in his ways. Life is filled with storms, moments of crisis, loss, and decisions that seem insurmountable. In the depth of despair, we may feel isolated and lost. But in those times when we turn to God in prayer and seek his counsel, we find an anchor for our souls. We find solace in knowing that we are not alone in our struggles and that there is a divine plan unfolding. Having a hopeful outlook means keeping a positive mindset even when facing challenges. Hopeful people don't dwell on the negative. They acknowledge their issues but stay positive in their thoughts and words until they overcome their obstacles. Choose to be hopeful today. Remember what Jeremiah said: God has plans for us that are good, to give us a future filled with hope. Hope isn't just wishful thinking, it's confidence based on what God has done before and what He can do for us now. Our hope is in Jesus Christ, the greatest leader and guide. This hope is solid, like being anchored to a strong rock. It's based on God's word, promising us that with hope we can do the impossible. When you forge a connection with your Creator, your life gains a deeper sense of reward and fulfillment. God, who infused His very breath into you, is intimately aware of your life's purpose and the heights you can reach with Him. Your efforts, when aligned with God's will, can propel you beyond the limits of your natural abilities and talents. The scriptures assures us that prioritizing God in our lives sets the stage for Him to enhance our endeavor with success. His favor can elevate you to realms that sheer talent alone cannot. I urge you to make a conscious decision today to embrace the abundant life Jesus sacrificed for you to have. It's a call to release the burdens of your past and to step into a renewed existence. Invite God to repurpose any past injustices or wrongs into forces for good, potentially transforming them into catalysts that uplift others. Even if you find yourself in the darkest valley, perhaps grappling with profound loss or a sense of despair, remember that this moment could mark the inception of a remarkable journey. It's crucial to recognize the vastness of God's plan for you, understanding that no adversity is formidable enough to thwart His best for your life, provided you remain resolute in your pursuit and fulfill your role in His design. I encourage you to make a pivotal choice today. Refuse to live life feeling wounded and broken, regardless of the directions your life takes. Your choices, actions and decisions, remember that God has the transformative power to change your narrative. There might be stories of past hurts or failures, but God is ready to start a new chapter in your life. Embrace this new day. Feel God's revitalizing breath in your spirit and grasp His strength. Reignite your passion, and when you find yourself faltering, boldly declare, I am strong. By adopting this mindset, I believe and declare that you will find the endurance to run without tiring. God is rejuvenating your strength, enabling you to rise above challenges as effortlessly as eagles. Anticipate a renewal of health, courage, and vitality. While the world may let you down, God's reliability is steadfast. He will not disappoint or fail you. Echoing the words of St. Paul in Romans 15:30, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope. Embrace this divine promise, allowing it to fuel your journey forward with unshakable hope and boundless joy. God placed you on this earth with a unique and meaningful purpose, endowing you with a divine destiny filled with boundless potential. You are destined to receive blessings so vast that they cannot be contained, and the future holds God's favor for you beyond anything you can envision. As promised in His word, Belief in these possibilities is the first step towards turning them into reality. Remember, with God nothing is impossible. Dwelling on the past errors can hinder your hope for the future. It's time to stop fixating on your misstep. The Bible isn't a chronicle of flawless individuals. It's a narrative of human imperfection, illustrating that even those who faltered greatly, like Moses, can be used for monumental purposes. Let go of the guilt and shame of your past errors. You are a descendant of the divine, with the noble essence of heaven coursing through you. Stand tall, lift your head, and allow your smile to return. Live, think, and speak with the dignity of your divine lineage. Hope remains as long as you are willing to try again, love again, and pursue your goals anew. Dismissing hope is like closing the door on faith and God's potential to transform your life. No failure is too great, no past too dark for God's redemptive power. In God's eye, your past misdeeds are insignificant compared to His plan for you. Embrace this new beginning with courage and hope, knowing that with God all things are possible. Many of you might be weighed down by a deep feeling of guilt, shame, a lack of self-esteem, feelings of unattractiveness, or feeling inadequate in various aspects of life. It's time to let go of these negative perceptions. When we trust in His plan and open ourselves to His guidance, new pathways appear before us. As said in Psalm chapter 23 verse 3, He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for His name's sake. This verse assures us that the Lord, our shepherd, will guide us along the right paths, leading us in ways that bring honor to His name and bring refreshment to our souls. These new ways may not always be obvious at first. They may require us to step out of our comfort zones, face our fears, and take leaps of faith. But with each step, we discover the immense power within us to overcome adversity and embrace the unknown. In Exodus chapter 3, Moses, a humble shepherd, encounters God through a burning bush. The Lord reveals His plan to deliver the Israelites from their slavery in Egypt and lead them to a land flowing with milk and honey. Moses is hesitant at first, questioning his own abilities and unsure of how the Israelites will respond. But the Lord assures Moses that He will be with him every step of the way. With the Lord's guidance, Moses boldly confronts Pharaoh, the powerful ruler of Egypt, and demands the release of the Israelites. Through a series of miraculous signs and wonders, including the 10 plagues, Pharaoh eventually relents and the Israelites are set free. As they leave Egypt, God's presence goes before them as a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, guiding their every move. When they come to the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army in pursuit, it seems like an impossible situation. But God instructs Moses to stretch out his hand over the sea, and miraculously the waters part, creating a dry path for the Israelites to cross safely. Throughout their journey, the Lord continues to guide and provide for the Israelites. When they face challenges such as hunger and thirst, God provides manna from heaven and water from a rock. At times, the Israelites struggle with faith and obedience, but Moses remains steadfast in his commitment to follow the Lord's guidance. He seeks God's wisdom when making decisions, intercedes for the people, and communicates God's instruction to them. Despite the hardships and obstacles they encounter in the wilderness, the Lord faithfully leads the Israelites towards the promised land. Eventually, After 40 years of wandering, they reached the borders of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey, just as God had promised. This story illustrates the importance of trusting in Lord's guidance and following His leading, even in the face of uncertainty and adversity. Moses demonstrates unwavering faith in God's promises, relying on His guidance at every step. The Lord's presence and guidance are evident throughout the entire journey, affirming that where the Lord guides, His faithful followers will willingly follow. Just as a seed breaks through the ground to reach the sunlight, our challenges can become catalysts for our personal growth. They can push us to develop resilience, determination, and unwavering faith. Our God is the master of transformation, and He works in mysterious ways to bring about our highest good. Sometimes, what appears as a roadblock is merely a detour leading us to an event more magnificent destination. Embrace the unknown with open arms, for within it lies the seeds of possibility. As we surrender to the divine plan, doors open and the windows of opportunities appear, guiding us towards our true purpose. As said in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." This verse reminds us that when we seek the Lord's guidance, He will direct our steps and speak to us, providing clear instructions on which path to follow. In Joshua chapter 3, Joshua, the successor of Moses, is leading the Israelites after their 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. They arrive at the banks of the Jordan River, a significant barrier standing between them and the Promised Land. The Jordan River is at flood stage, making it impossible for the Israelites to cross. However, Joshua instructs the people to consecrate themselves and prepare, for the Lord is about to do something amazing. As the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant step into the rushing waters, the river miraculously stops flowing, winding up in a heap upstream. The dry ground appears, creating a new way for the Israelites to pass through. The entire nation crosses over on dry land, witnessing the power and faithfulness of God. 12 stones are taken from the midst of Jordan River and set up as a memorial, reminding future generations of God's miraculous intervention. This story highlights God's ability to make a new way where there seems to be no way. The Jordan River, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, is parted, allowing the Israelites to enter the Promised Land. It demonstrates that when God is leading His people, He can create pathways and solutions that surpass human understanding and capabilities. Furthermore, this event echoes the earlier account of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea during the Exodus of Egypt. Just as God made a way through the Red Sea, He now opens a new way through the Jordan River. It underscores the consistency of God's faithfulness and His willingness to provide a path for His people when they trust and follow Him. In this story, the Israelites witness firsthand that their God is a God who always makes a new way. When faced with impossible circumstances, He reveals His power and sovereignty, demonstrating that His plans and purpose will prevail. It serves as a reminder that no matter how daunting the obstacle may seem, we can trust in God's ability to make a way where there seems to be no way, leading us into His promises and fulfilling His divine plans for our life. So, when life presents you with challenges, have faith and believe that your God will always make new ways for your growth. Trust the process, embrace change, and watch as your journey unfolds in magnificent ways you never could have imagined. Remember, my friend, that even in the darkest of nights, the dawn of a new day approaches. The universe conspires to support our growth, orchestrating the perfect circumstances for us to flourish.
When we believe that God has pre-arranged plan for our lives, life starts transforming from a series of random events into a purposeful journey crafted with intention. Every challenge we face takes on new meanings. Obstacles become stepping stones, strategically placed to guide us along the path laid out by a higher power. When we think that God has a plan for our lives, everything starts to make more sense. Life isn't just a random series of events, it's a journey with a purpose. Facing challenges becomes different when we believe in God's plan. It's like each problem is there to help us move forward, placed in our way for a reason. Trust becomes super important when we think about God's plan for us. We can go through all the ups and downs, knowing that every step is a part of bigger picture. Believing in God's plan brings comfort. Every person we meet, every opportunity we get, and every experience we have is like a piece of big, intricate puzzle. It is also said in Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." You know, when Paul said in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 that we are created to do good stuff already planned by God, and when David in Psalm 139 talked about how every single day of our lives way before we were ever born, it's like they were saying, hey, God's got it all figured out for us. So when you start believing that the big boss of the universe has already planned everything for you, it changes how you see things. You are not crossing your fingers, hoping things work out, or worrying about meeting the right folks or finding your purpose. You can trust that God's taken care of it all. All you have got to do is keep God at the top of your list. Give Him the respect He deserves. And that's when you step into the awesome life He has laid out for you.